video 2 on 1.2 order of operations. I got interrupted. We ended with this video, but we are still here, and this is where we left off. So on this one, what we're going to have to make sure we do is we have to work the parentheses with the PEMDAS first. So parentheses, I got to work these parentheses. So 8 plus 13, got to do that one first. So that's going to be 21, and I'm going to leave everything just like it is. I don't want to forget about any signs. I'm just going to rewrite it. Now, I want to get rid of this parentheses here. So to be able to get rid of that parentheses, I'm going to say 30 minus 21, like that. Now you might ask, how can I just get rid of all those symbols of inclusion? Well, what it's saying is this. If I have negative 21, it's really saying everything on the inside of that parentheses is really the opposite. It's the opposite of 21. Well, what's the opposite of 21? It's negative 21. So we're going to go a whole thing on negative numbers and negative exponents, but basically it's the opposite of 21. So if it's the opposite of 21, it's negative 21. It is different. So like say that you did something like this, and maybe you've seen something like this in the past. This is saying this the opposite of negative 21. Well, what's the opposite of negative 21? That would be positive 21. There's a kind of a rule that if these add up to be odd, like if they're an odd amount, then it's going to be a negative number. And if they add up to be an even amount, it will be a positive number. All right, so now I'm just going to take 2, and then that's going to be 9, because 9 plus 21 is 30. So my answer is 18. Notice here, our goal here is to understand PEMDAS, to figure out that within the parentheses, we do the EMDAS within the parentheses, working left to right, using the MD and the AS as one process. Okay, let's do this one. When x equals 4, so we're going to 9 times 4. I'm going to go 3, 4 plus 2. And what you want to do on this one is you want to treat the top and the bottom as their own problem and then divide at the end. Similarly, like what we did over here, notice how we worked everything within this box by itself and then we multiplied by 7? Well, isn't multiplication and division really the same thing? Well, that's what we're going to do here. So if it helps you, you can do like a PEMDAS acrostic for the top and the bottom if it helps you. So on the top, I do have parentheses, but I can't work within the parentheses because this is just saying 9 times 4 is that expression. So I don't have any exponents. I do have a multiplication and division, so it's going to be 36. So I'm done with the top. The bottom here, I'm going to have to work within my parentheses to make 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. So my parentheses is done. Exponents don't have any. Multiplication and division now, that's going to be 18. So I'm going to have 36 divided by 18. And now what's crazy is then we would divide. So now we would say, okay, what's 36 divided by 18? 2. So it just takes practice to understand how it basically works. Let's do another one. All right, so this one we want to work within the parentheses. There's 2 different ways of solving this. We could use just simplifying within the parentheses first and then doing it. You can also use the distributive property. We're going to do that later. So this is going to be 4, and then this is going to be 12 because I have to work within the parentheses. Then within my parentheses, we know that multiplication and division comes next. So my answer will be 48. All right, I'm going to have to do 3. I'm just going to do a little squiggle here. And then I'm going to do 8 minus 4. Now, some students they get kind of confused because on their calculator, they do something like this. Let me pull up a calculator and show you. ti84calc.com. So this is very little small, but hopefully you can see it. They'll do something like this. They'll say, okay, this is, what I say, negative 4, and they want to square it. All right, well, that is correct. So let me rewrite this here. So it'll be negative 4. Well, sorry, I was using negative 2. Sorry. Notice there's a difference. If I take negative 2 in the parentheses and then I'm going to square that, it makes 4. if I take negative 2, squaring that, it makes negative 4. Now, unless there's a symbol of inclusion, unless there's that parentheses around that negative 2, I would have to evaluate the exponent first and then drop that negative sign. So let's go back here. So what that means is, if I am dealing with negative 2 squared, I have to evaluate this like it's its own problem, kind of forgetting about that negative. Just imagine that's not there. And then I'm going to drop that negative down like that. Let me erase that. All right, so this is going to be 3 times negative 4 is negative 4. There's a mistake there. I just made the same mistake, okay? 8 minus 4 is not negative 4, it's positive 4. So that's going to be 12. All right, our last one, 10 times 8, plus 1. Notice how I put that parentheses there. Because it's saying 10 times y, I wouldn't want to do it and make it look like this, because then it would be 108 plus 1. So that's why I put the parentheses. That's the wrong way. All right, and then this is 8 plus 1. We don't have any parentheses that we have to evaluate within, so this is going to be 80 plus 1 on top over 9. 81 over 9. Answer 9. So let's talk about our big ideas. Basically, if you can get order of operations, you've got this. Notice it goes left to right, and PEMDAS is its own thing, parentheses, exponents, but whenever you get within that parentheses, you have to work left to right, working all of the PEMDAS out, and then going from there. If you need more help, review, try these problems again, do it on your own, and then come back and re-watch this as many times as you need.